Hello and welcome back to Mr. Haas's math help videos. Okay, well, it's a snow day and I'm here, so I thought I'd get a couple more of these done. All right, so we have lesson 19. Lesson 19 is writing expressions and equations, and in fact, it includes a model, creating a model to represent an expression. So let's start off. If we, a very simple expression is when you want to figure out, let's say, how much somebody, maybe yourself, is going to make when you are working one of your first jobs. And let's say that you're making $15 an hour, which is in many cases the minimum wage in some places. And you want to know how many hours each time. Well, you could come up with an expression that would basically be 15 times, no matter how many hours. We want to put in a variable here. So I'm going to put in the letter H for the number of hours. So 15 times the number of hours, well, that's going to equal, whenever you did make this an equation and did the calculations, you would figure out how much money you would make for that week, okay, or each day, so depending on how many hours you worked. Okay, so that's a nice, simple, very easy expression. And you could even write it 15h, just like this. Remember, you don't have to have a multiplication symbol in there, or if you wanted to, you could put the dot in. You know, that's a symbol for multiplication. Okay, now, one thing that our book talks about is bar models. So a bar model is nothing more than an expression that breaks two pieces of the problem up into two parts, a top part and a bottom. So here is what a bar model looks like, okay? We've got a situation. Let's say you have three pizzas, okay? Three pizzas, and it costs you $36 for those three pizzas. Well, the way that you would represent it is very simple. It is like this. Okay, you're kind of like drawing a box. Okay, and you're going to cut it in half, right across the middle. On the bottom part, you're going to put the money. You're going to put this amount, the whole amount, the amount that the whole thing costs. And then up here, we're going to divide it into three separate parts. Why? Because we have three pizzas. Okay, so I'm going to put P in each one of these for pizza. And there you go. Three pizzas kind of equals 36. And that's how you draw a bar model for that one. Okay? Pretty easy. Next, let's take a look at what if you wanted to know, let's say you got an equation. And let's say that equation was 58.50 plus x equals 84. So what steps could you take to find out the value of x? Well, one way you could do it, and we all know this, is that we want to get the value of x all on its own. We want to have one x over here. So we could subtract the 5850 from both sides. Right? That would work. That would tell us how much x was, because we'd subtract from the 84 and we'd end up with whatever was left. That's how much x is, because that amount plus 5850 equals the 84. Okay, so we also could say that the x is the difference between the 84 and 5450. Well, here, that looks like this. X is the difference that's an N between 84 and 5850. And to write that in numeric fashion, it would look like this: 84 minus 5850 equals x. And that's really kind of just what we did up here. We subtracted the 5850 from the 84 to find out our value. We can also start out by going, if I've got this 5850, if I just added 50 cents to it, right, or 0.50, whatever way you want to look at it, well, then I've got 59, right? We're going to remember this. We've got to remember that. So now I've got 59. Well, how far is it to 84 then? Well, if we have 84 minus that 59, well, that's 25, right? 25 and 59 equal 84. Sound good? Okay, so that means that the difference between the 84 and the 5850 would be this 25 over here and the 50 cents from here. So that would equal X. So that's just another way of doing it. You're kind of rounding up to a whole number and then figuring out the whole numbers to get to your larger number. So you're kind of breaking it down into two parts. Okay? Pretty easy, right? All right, so let's try writing another equation. Okay? So let's say that Sally and Mike, good friends of yours, right? Sally and Mike, they have piggy banks, right? They've got their own piggy banks. So Mike has $2.40 more than Sally. All right, well, how would we show this? Well, we would write an equation. We could write an equation for this situation. And that would look like this. We could either say Mike, M, minus the $2.40 equals S. Or we can write S plus that $2.40 equals Mike. Okay? See how that works? You're either taking the 240 away, and that's Sally, or you're adding the 240 to Sally, and that equals Mike. Sounds good? Okay, now let's kind of take a look at what if we had a little bit of value, a little bit more information. Could we write an equation to represent how much money Sally has? If Mike has, let's say Mike has $12.60. Okay. All right. Well, which one of these do we want to use? Well, let's take this one over here, the bottom one, okay? Because now we know this, and so we could do this. We could do Sally plus $2.40 equals $12.60. Well, then all we got to do is move this stuff around, right? We have to subtract 240 from both sides, right? And we find that Sally equals $10.20. The other way of doing it is taking this top equation and going, all right, Mike minus that $2.40 equals Sally. Remember that? All right, so now we have that $12.60 minus the 240. That's going to equal Sally. Well, you're doing the exact same equation or subtraction problem over here. So you're subtracting that 240 from the 1260, and we have that $10.20. That's equal to Sally. And I'm sorry, I drew an 8 there. It's just S. Okay, so that's good. What if we have a different expression or a different equation to represent how much money Mike has if Sally's got $13.80? So let's say Sally got a little bit more money. Okay. I guess they both got allowance or something. So Sally now has $13.80. Okay. We would go back to this one up here, that Mike is equal to Sally plus that $2.40. So they both got some money. They both got the same amount of money. Still has the same situation where Mike has $2.40 more. Say they got their allowance. All right, so now we're going to put this $13.80 in for Sally. So Mike is equal to $13.80 plus the $2.40. Okay, and I like to write in vertical fashion, do my calculations that way. 0, 2, carry the 1, 6, 1. So Mike equals $16.20. Okay, so that's how you can take word problems and turn them into equations and expressions. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in class.